35 cars on the grid. Yesterday, the most cars on the grid were 36 with BMW 325 Cup, but 35 for the endurance race. I think that's a new record for the Baltic Touring Car Championship. On the pole position, we have Simo Lind, representing, of course, Lind Racing. Will be driving alone the whole 2 hours, so it will be quite hot for him. Let's get some words in from Simo Lind before the start. So, Simo, really good qualifying laps by you and starting on the pole position.
Yeah, actually 3 Estonian teams are in the front 3 places, so very good.
Yeah, of course. Usually in the endurance, the Lithuanians are out front, but right now 3 Estonian teams. What's the plan? Is the car ready so that no issues with reliability and so on?
Yeah, we hope so, and everything should be okay, and we are planning to take it to the home.
And 2 hours in this hot weather, it will be a challenge for you as well.
Of course, of course.
So to the finish line, and let's hope to see you on the podium.
I hope so. See you.
So yeah, that was Simo Lind, of course, from Estonia. Then you have another Estonian team, Jojam. Maybe you can catch some words here as well. So hello.
Howdy.
No cars in front of you. What's the plan for you this afternoon?
Planning to have fun.
And it will be, of course, hot. How are you battling the weather?
So far so good, because we have the blower here, but I don't know, after 1 hour it might be a bit hot here. Anyway, it's better than -5 and whatever, snow.
And the car is fast and the car is ready?
Car is ready. Car is good. It's all up to the guys now.
Okay, so till the finish line.
Yeah, thanks.
Got it.
So we have 3 minutes left, and everybody is leaving the pit, the grid. But yeah, we have here number 35, Race Attack, another team, and with a really beautiful red Honda Integra, and then we have a really beautiful Volkswagen Scirocco there from P4 as well. That is 222 by Autopark, so also an interesting car. As well, as I said, 35 cars. A lot of cars also in the BMW 325 Cup category, so it will be really interesting. A lot of different speeds, a lot of different drivers, a lot of different cars. So stay tuned, 2 hours of racing fun ahead of us.
And really, as poleman Simo Lind pointed out, there are not 2 but 3 Estonian teams in top 3. And looking more down the grid, there are 4 Estonian teams in top 5 and so on and so on. So really in this time who walls are helping Estonian teams. Talking about who is standing, starting where, number 35 Race Attack Estonian team and 222 Autopark Lithuanian team from row 2. Then third row will be number 73 Est1 Racing from Estonia and number 23 Latoža Racing from Lithuania. Then fourth row, number 87 AS Racing team from Estonia and number 7 JK Racing from Finland. So some more international touch here. Fifth row, number 99, another Estonian team, Est1 Racing, and this is the pole car in BMW 325 Cup. Having number 19, another BMW 325 Cup car. Besides them, again, Est1 Racing. Number 99 is driven by Alex Ivanov and number 19 by Carmen Grav, so they are both trying to make those 2 hours alone, and actually they have done it previously, so no new land to discover here. Of course, they are both Ivanov and Grav, they are both former karting drivers, so physically they are more than enough able to do it. But yeah, it will be tough for everybody for during those 2 hours in hot weather. Some cars I think have air conditioning, maybe not, but yeah, in GT4 for example, yesterday we heard about that number 99 BMW Edina Shadek is telling it was like cruising all those systems. But anyway, back to this race. 6th row, number 32, S1 Racing, another BMW Cup car, and 121 DMK Racing Team, which is a BaTCC car from Lithuania, another Honda Civic. 7th row, number 24, Grauman Motors, another BMW Cup car, and number 77, S1 Racing car, which is another BMW, but older one, E36. Number 77, driven by Mario Rinaldo and Jakub Jugala. 8th row, number 96, Auto Kaslita, which is, I will tell you, BaTCC Honda S2000. And here we go through the field. Great variety of cars. But yes, this time there are 3 Estonian teams in front, but we have to keep eye on number 22, Volkswagen Sirocco, which team is called 222 by Autopark. They have been several times the overall winners during Nankang Endurance Academy 2-hour races. But let's see now, cars are on their formation lap and how they can form their grid. It's not so easy when you have 35 cars, almost the full capacity of the track capacity, which is maximum allowed, is 36 cars.
So yeah, a quick word by 222 by Autopark. They did also the 1006 kilometers of Pawang, and they did win in their class. So already good, in good mood the team. So let's see what Igor Isidonos and Domas Petrovas can do today, starting from P4. Of course, for endurance racing, the starting position is not as important as, of course, for the sprint race, but it won't be easy, for example, for the cars number 3 and number 39. Their qualifying was annullated because of weight issues, so the cars...
Yeah, but two BMW Cup cars, Jurmala Papasatsiks Comanda and MKM Motorsport. So it will be, and number 30 Diesel Power as well. So they should be, they are starting before, because of car change. They are also starting from the back of the grid, and it will be really difficult for them actually. Otherwise, they should have been in contention for the overall victory.
Yeah, and Jurmala Papasatsiks Comanda were one of the favorites in 325 Cup car as well. So will be interesting to see how they go through the field.
So here is the grid forming little by little. Or not, it's more or less there already. So good job by everybody. Hopefully the start will be given on the first attempt. And here we go, and I think Youyami is trying to jump the poleman, and yes, Youyami is first into turn 1, Lind is second, and Race Attack is third. And is it going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 for Estonian teams? Yes, it is, because number 73 S1 Racing Uiskei Okasik had jumped for that number 22 Volkswagen, but for just a few hundred meters, then Volkswagen driver put his feet down, and by he goes. That car is unbelievably fast down the straights in this race, these races. And what a field we have.
Yeah, and we see also already in the 325 Cup class battling like in a sprint race at the first few corners, and after them we have also, of course, a lot of BaTCC and BaTCC and BaTCC cars, as well as BaTCC 4. So yeah, it will be a great spectacle right now to watch these all 35 cars battling each other. Here we see Carmen Kraud making a move, I think.
It was Grauman Motors. I don't know if that is Mick Martin or Pavel Beskrone there. So there was battle already going on. But 3 Estonian teams are now currently in front, which started in from top 3 positions. Okay, in a little bit different order, but still Yo-Yam in front of Lind Racing and Race Attack. And here we noticed that blue Honda S2000.
Yeah, Team Auto Kaslita. Kastytis Volbekas, who was driving the GTR, will be driving the Honda S2000 as well. I think Valdis Laurinkevičius will be is the one who started the race, because it would have been too much to jump right into the car.
Unfortunately we can't tell you exactly who is driving which car, except of course those who are driving on their own. But what I know is that number 73 car was started by Keijo Kasik, and number 32 car was started by Romet Racing. And somebody's smoking mightily already here.
Maybe.
Yeah, there is there is certainly some problems. Blinker was on. Can you see what is the number?
I think it seems like number 7.
Number 7.
JK Racing from Finland, Atte Holop and Jani Koskela with the E36 325.
So they started from P8.
And the tire is rubbing against.
Yeah, tire is rubbing, but there is, I think there is it's not a reason.
Suspension failure.
It looked like more that it was quite low, that right rear corner. So there must be a more serious problem than just a tire. Ooh, and that's Chapkauska's car, I guess, that yellow one.
Yeah, this is a sprint fight. It looks like a sprint fight right now.
They have forgot absolutely that it's about 2 hours. And we saw number 95, that is another Estonian car. They are old.
And of course, here we see number 3, Jurmala Papasatikshu command, which is really aggressive right now, trying to get back from the back of the field. And right now they are going really well, really aggressive. Of course, I assume that's Richard Šubetskis behind the wheel for the first hour. Of course, one of the fastest 325 Cup drivers out there in sprint races as well.
So BMWs, those BMW class cars, they will entertain us mightily, I'm almost sure, for the full time of those 2 hours.
Quite a 325 Cup train with one E36.
Yeah, and it's actually it's also from Estonian 325 older Cup car. So yeah, everybody. That should be number 77, I guess.
And yeah, number 7 is unfortunately out. I don't know if they will try to fix the car. In 6-hour race it would make sense, but in 2-hour race you will lose a lot of time. And still Yo-Yam out front after the first 3 laps, but Lind Racing just a second behind. And it will come down to the pit stop, because it is obligatory to have to be 5 minutes in the pits. So there is a line which you cross, and then the time starts, and then you have a line at the end where the time ends, and 5 minutes between them. If you are a second less, I think for every second you are less in the pits, you get 1 lap or something like that. So it doesn't.
The penalty is very harsh.
Yeah, very harsh penalty, and of course you can lose easily there 5 or 10 seconds, and to get back 5 or 10 seconds on the track is really, really hard.
Look at this. This is 3rd place car. We saw that first 2 are now escaped from 3rd, Race Attack. Then they are on their own as well. Then 4th place, number 22, and quite long gaps there. But here, when these BMW Cup cars appear, there are no gaps at all.
Here we have a fight between RS Racing Team and Latoza Racing. So 2 BTC3 cars, so that's for position in the class, and a good move there by Latoza Racing, and they are out front right now.
They are now in P6. RS Racing dropping to P7, and
that's a crash. It seems like, unfortunately, it's number 83. It looks like it's a blue.
83 should be Rosa Racing.
Yeah, blue E90
Rosa Racing.
325.
and if they are there, it may be full course yellow. We didn't notice in which section of the track it was.
And it is number... Yeah, it is number 83.
It seems to be between turns 7 and 8.
And yeah, it seems that it is Arturs Sarma who was going first. And yeah, really... I don't know what happened there. Maybe there was some fight going on because he's really off the racing line and off the track.
Yeah, or maybe brake failure. It's impossible to tell.
Maybe we can try to get.
But yeah, yellow flags are out. Full course yellow. So cars must now. Yeah, here's the car.
It is in the tire barriers. And yeah, the tires, I think, did catch up the car quite well, so I hope it's not heavily damaged. That's the car of Dmitris Gornievs, who was racing in a sprint race yesterday. So yeah, road racing is unfortunately out.
But the question is how damaged the barrier is. There was a similar crash on Friday during the practice sessions, and it forced some sessions to be cancelled. So I hope it's not repeated here, because otherwise I don't know what happens next. Yeah, no, it's on the outside of turn 11. It may be a brake failure then, but still, no, it's very... you can see there are...
Yeah, he was on the outside line, and then
somehow... Yeah, he has been sideways over the grass, for sure. There are 4 tire marks on the grass, but what caused it, we don't know. Was it some contact?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can try to get some kind of replay, but yeah, of course right now there will be a lot of the full course yellow will. Yeah, no, unfortunately no replay, but there will be, I think, for quite some time right now full course yellow, because the barrier is a little bit bent. We can see that, and the tires have to be put back into yeah, normal order. So I assume there will be quite a break right now. So really unfortunate on lap 3, I think it was, for the car number 83, Road Racing.
So yeah, cars are now just cruising around.
I will go check what happened.
And we'll do it for quite a long time. Who is suspect? Oh, it's a shame, of course, only after 4 laps something like that happening, but it's part of motor racing. You can't be immune against the crashes. But while those cars are slowly cruising on the track, maybe it's now a good time to put on some video, and let's start with Carmen Grav, who is driving car number 19, S1 Racing entry here, and being only 16-year-old, she has one full session of BMW Cup already behind her, having been a pole sitter, and she talks about 2-hour endurance race.
We are back here in S1 Racing Garage, or the team pit, now with our few lady drivers, young Carmen Grav. How old are you?
I'm 16.
Wow, and already beating some very many men in this series. How many cars in the BMW Cup?
Around 15.
And of course your goal here is to win, and you almost managed to do that. It's very close a few times, but what is your actual background? What kind of racing have you done before?
I have done around 7 years of karting, and now it is my second season in BMW.
And why did you choose this kind of platform? Why exactly BMW? Nowadays in the Baltic Touring Car Championship, you have a lot of choices, you have a lot of options.
Well, my dream is to race cars in the future, and it is a great way to improve my racing in Baltics because it's affordable and we have a lot of competitors with good racing level, and they have really good speed, so it's really good way to improve my racing and knowledge.
Of course, and you are doing not just the sprint cups, but you're also doing the 2-hour race, and all by yourself. Isn't it very tiring? I mean, most drivers do it share the car with one other person.
For me personally, it isn't, because I have really good physical endurance from karting. So maybe the heat in the car during summers is a bit tiring, but luckily I can manage with that.
Well, good luck to you then, and thank you.
Thank you.
And this is car number 83. Unfortunately for that team, the race is over. Rode Racing and Artur Sarma probably was the driver behind the wheel when that accident happened. What caused it? We still don't know. Arturs is now somewhere in the pits trying to gather some information, and hopefully we can... Oh, from this side the car is quite damaged. Maybe it was some technical glitch. Maybe something happened with brakes, maybe with suspension on the right side, because the tire marks on the grass showed that car went off the track already sideways. Whatever caused it, we don't know. But yeah, for Rode Racing, the race is already over, as it was perhaps for car number 7, JK Racing BMW from Finland. And here is Carmen Graf, who just talked about his racing career, not only in endurance racing but also in BMWs. And yes, Carmen Graf, currently 16-year-old, last year managed to win qualification here during Parnu summer race. So she's a really, really fast driver. And current standings you can see on the left side of your screens as well. And of course it's not worth too much, because cars have been... Now green flag is out and the race has resumed, so no big repairs were needed here, fortunately. And we have still 1 hour and 45 minutes to go, while Carmen Graf currently is battling for the class lead. Her teammate Alex Ivanov was just in front of her. There are 2 cars, and another teammate, Romet Reisin, just behind her. Okay, not just, but with a gap of maybe 200 meters. But let's keep an eye on them, because certainly Carmen Graf is aiming for a class victory here. And the experience from previous Nankang Endurance Academy races tells us that those fast BMW Cup cars can be in the region of top 6 even come the end of the race. Usually their reliability is rather good. Anyway, looking at the gaps, those 2 teams in front, Yoyama and Lind Racing, are clearly in front. Third place belongs now to number 22, 222 Bau Auto Park. 73 S1 Racing is 4th. But the big question is, what has happened to Race Attack? Where can we find them? P21, whatever the reason, but Antti Artsev, who is driving that beautiful red Honda Integra Type R, has dropped a lot of places. Something has certainly went wrong for him. And here is the lead car, number 85, Yo Yam. They started from front row P2, but managed to jump Simo Lind's Honda Civic on the opening lap. And here you can see two ABC class cars, which will be lapped, I guess, during the next lap already. And of course that maneuver will be very difficult for everybody, not only for those coming from behind, but even more so for those slow car drivers, because they must look in their mirrors all time. And it should be Lelda Dambowska in that Mini. And leaders are just behind, now going by. And yes, this is specific of all multi-class endurance races. You have different cars on the track from different classes. They have very different paces. They are fast in very different parts of the track, and so on and so on. So drivers must pay attention not only what they are doing, but what are faster cars doing, what are slower cars doing, not to cause crash and give way to faster cars, but in the process you must keep your own speed, not to lose out too much. That's a part of endurance racing art. And here is a direct battle for P4, should be, yeah. No, it's for P12. Number 77 S1 Racing in front, number 10 Hobu Racing second, and number 3 Jurmala Papasatsikshu Komanda. 3 cars from different classes. That number 77 BMW is a former Estonian BMW Cup car. And number 3 goes for an overtaking and jumps number 10 Hobo Racing into turn 12. And somebody was entering the pits, and it is number 222 by Autopark. They were in contention. This is a very fast car. They should have been in contention for overall victory, but now they are in the pits and certainly out of that contention. The question is not about if they are going to win or not. The question is, can they continue this race or not? So yes, situations are changing quite quickly. But for lead car number 85, Joachim. Oh no, they are not anymore leading, because Simo Lind has jumped that car. So he is now back in the lead as he was at the start. Simo Lind is driving Honda Civic, which belongs to BaTCC2, while Joachim BMW is in BaTCC4. But as you can see, having faster car on paper doesn't mean that you will be in front of slower cars. And there are another bunch of back markers in front of them. Hopefully those BMW drivers can see faster cars approaching. Yeah, everything went smoothly. But Simo Lind now, after 11 laps, have taken back the lead. Actually, he was much faster during the qualification. His qualification time was 2:53.3, while Joachim managed 2:55.8, so it's a 2.5 second gap. But of course, this series has quite interesting format for qualifying. There are 2 qualification sessions, And if you have two drivers, then driver 1 drives during the first session, driver 2 during the second session. If you have one driver, he or she will drive both sessions, and then the best times from both sessions will add it together, and then you get the grid. So Simo Lind driving this beautiful Honda Civic all on his own was, we can say that he was 2.5 seconds per 2 laps faster than 2 Yo-Yam drivers managed to do. But here is again another intra BMW battle going on. There are so many BMWs around this circuit now. We can, whatever picture we see from the track, we can, if we say that there is a battle going on between BMWs, then it will be probably right. And that should be that red car should be number 30. And yes, it is. This is a diesel BMW of which started from the very back of the grid. Now they are, Diesel Power is a team, now they are up in 12 already. That is also very fast car, but starting from row 17, certainly will influence their performance. They should have been in top 3 or top 5 at least, but now, as I told, they are in P12, of course having improved a lot, but they couldn't go full speed. And number 22 Volkswagen Sirocco is back on the track, but moving very slowly, and I'm almost sure they will enter the pits once more. And yeah, that happened, exactly that happened. Meanwhile, this number 73 BMW is in the picture, and they are currently in 4th position overall. Keijo Kasik is driving this car, and after the pit stop he will give over to Raimo Kulli, one of the best Estonian circuit drivers during the last 10 or 15 years. There are 2 BMW Cup class leaders, number 99 and number 19, and now they are 6th and 7th overall. This car is not taking part in this race. That was Noker team TCA class Volkswagen Golf. Kestutis Stasionis won Baltic touring car race in his own class just maybe 1 hour ago. And we haven't almost noticed it, but 24.5 minutes have passed since the start of the race. And meanwhile, 2 leaders are in this picture. One backmarker separating number 88 Lind Racing and number 85 Yo-Yam. But Simo Lind now is clearly in the front. Actually, Simo yesterday won first sprint race in his class and was leading the second race, but there he was forced to retire, and the reason was quite strange. Actually, he broke his gear lever, so he couldn't change gears anymore, and that ended his race for today. As Arturs asked him on the grid about reliability, Simo told, yeah, reliability is okay, and usually it is. And here is lead battle in BMW class. Those cars, number 99 and 19, are currently 6th and 7th overall, with Alex Ivanov and Carmen Krav, both very fast drivers, very young as well. Alex is 17 and Carmen 16, so both teenagers and both very fast. in top 10 point standings in BMW Cup currently. And I'm almost sure they will fight between them until the very end of this race. But now, of course, there is no need to try to overtake. They're looking at their lap times. 1:32.7 was Alex and 1:22.3 was Carmen's previous lap. Now they need 1:22.4 and 32.2, so more or less the same pace. But yeah, I'm sure Carmen can be a little bit faster, but this race is more about endurance than about jumping your direct rival and then trying to fend attacks off. So Arturs, you are back. What did you hear?
So it seems that it was a brake failure because was trying to brake at the fastest point of the track and nothing happened, and that's why just straight out through the grass and unfortunately that's that.
No, fortunately the driver was okay and the barrier was not damaged too heavily as well, so the race can go on without further delays. And there have been some drama. Number 22 Volkswagen is seemingly out of the race. They are standing in the pits, being there twice. And number 35 Race Attack, which was third overall before the full course yellow, has dropped lots of positions and is currently in P11. Meanwhile, that number 30 diesel power car, which started from the penultimate row, is now in top 10, P9, and their lap times suggest that they can reach even top 5.
So, and we have decisions for the full course yellow lap times. Some teams, 4 teams.
Wow.
Have
been too fast.
Yeah, have been too fast and have breached that. So number 888, which is, I think,
Foxtail Racing. They are
that's the 116
your
BMW.
Car.
Yeah, that's
your
why
car.
I was driving.
Yeah.
Then number 116, which is another BMW 116 from Estonia, which is driving in BaTCC 1 class, MKM Racing.
Yep.
And then we have number 18. Number 18 is the other BMW 116, Dagville Motorsport.
Maybe they were together and all were
yeah,
speeding.
So they were racing each other, I assume, somehow. And then we have number 74, which is Reins T, APC race team of Endvits Vanzovic and Reins Troops with Honda Civic. So I would say the slowest cars were going the fastest during full course yellow somehow. So that's of course a shame, but of course, for the BMW 116s, all three have to serve that, and so it will be equal.
Yeah, and here is car number 30, currently in 9th position overall. They started from the back of the grid because of a car change, but whatever the change was, it was a good change because they are moving quite quickly. 1:31.4 was their last lap, but fastest one is even 1:29.1. Actually, they are 8th already, so yeah, P8 for them.
Yeah, and really good progress to the field.
Yeah, they are much faster than cars directly in front of them, so they will catch those two BMW Cup cars fighting for a class lead in front of them. And maybe, okay, then it will be tougher. But P6 is quite realistic. Alvydas Malakauskas is driving currently in that car. We can see letter A on the right side window, and it means Malakauskas is a driver in that car. And in the case you're wondering why this car is smoking so much, yeah, they are smokers. They are serial smokers. Well, actually, it's supposed to be a joke. This is a diesel car.
Yeah.
And very fast diesel car, as you can see.
Yeah, they were driving also the BaTCC race yesterday and
yeah,
the day
with
before,
another car.
With another car, but I think we saw this car also as well on the grid. I think.
I think yes, because that team has been in contention for race wins in 2-hour races several times. And what is happening around? And here two BMW, and here is two BMW Cup cars in front, and this mighty diesel number 30 closing in from behind. The lap times difference is some 2.5 seconds, so that number 30 will catch number 19 and number 99 in very close future.
So we see that for the 325 Cup lead, Alex Ivanov is battling against Carmen Krav, so
yeah,
two Estonian young guns.
Yeah, they are actually they are not battling. They are driving very, very wisely, just keeping the pace. And here you can see the speed difference.
And yeah, if
diesel power.
Of course, teammates, and it doesn't make sense to battle right now. They will battle at the end of the race.
Yeah. Let's see what happens during the pit stops and so on. So number 30 BMW is now up to P7 and over the line there, yeah, still in P7.
Of course, this is a tricky moment when Ivanov was lapping the LDV Racing Mini of APC, and of course Diesel Power want also to lap Ivanov, and it can be quite dangerous, of course, these moments.
Yeah, but now you see the Diesel Power is put down, and here he goes with a puff of black smoke.
Of course, it was not lapping. It was a position change there, Diesel Power against.
Yeah, but there was not point from Popov's from Ivanov's view to knee. So 116 is going to the pits to serve their penalty. But yeah, Ivanov did a sensible thing and didn't battle the number 30 because it's so much faster. As they say in Formula 1, it's not our race.
Yeah, of course. So Foxtail Racing and Dagville Motorsport 2 will have to serve the penalty as well. They should come in at some point.
And here leader number 88, Simolind, is negotiating. Oh, and there is... this is for third place in BMW Cup. And now number 3, Jurmala Papasatsikshu Komanda, is in front of car number 32, which belongs to Romet Racing. And Romet is at the wheel currently. So number 3, if I'm not very much mistaken, started from the back as well.
Yeah. So really great lap times there by Jurmala Papasatsikshu Komanda. I assume it should be Richard Šubeckis there behind the wheel. And we have more penalties for... here we see some the overtaking replay where Auris Motorsport or Jurmala Papasatsikshu Komanda are moving past Romet Racing. So nice clean move there. And of course right now they are up to P3. And around 8 seconds or something like that they are behind. I think I will check just quickly. 5 seconds there. Okay, 10 seconds behind the leader duo. So let's see if Jurmala Papasatsikshu Komanda can catch up. But yeah, about the penalties, a few more penalties for not keeping within the full course yellow lap time. We have number 91, which is Team Jeb Factory with Janis Vanks and I think Janis Hans should be. I heard that. Oh, and there's something smoking in the back.
And it is in turns outside of turn 3 and 4.
It seems like a BMW 325 Cup car.
But is it... it's very difficult to say from
right
this
now.
angle.
Maybe we can see another camera angle at the exit of... and it's number 33, that's...
Rally Raid Estonia, no, it's...
it's driving in BaTCC 3 class, but yeah, Rally Raid by Kroman Motors. Urvo Manama and Risto Lepik, so unfortunately something has broken there as well, and they are out of the race.
Yeah, is it something with... And 888 is serving its penalty.
As well, yes.
In the front, and there in the background, in the left upper corner, is that another BMW which is probably retired, will be retired from this race. There is various options. Is it going to bring out full course yellow? I suspect maybe not, because the rescue cars are already out, but they can go there by the pit lane.
So yeah, about the other penalties, I said, yeah, Team Job Factory. Then it's number 16, the other Team Job Factory with Dominik Berzinch and Roland Berzinch. Then number 27, LDV Racing Team. So all the ABC race class teams have got a stop and go 2 minute stop and go penalty, as well as all the BMW 116. So really, all the slowest cars were driving really fast during full course here. Also, that's really humorous.
It's beginner's mistake if you are starting racing cars. It's said that what's the mistake, your mistakes, and the main mistake is being too fast in slow corners and being too slow in fast corners.
Yes,
it is almost the same.
And as well, number 85. Let's check.
85. It's Yo-Yam.
Yes, Yo-Yam have a stop and go penalty as well.
Second overall, and it will destroy the race. It will destroy the race for sure. Here they are.
Yeah. So that's quite a harsh mistake, of course, because of course the gap behind is 37.5 seconds, but this they will lose around 2 laps with this 2 minute stop and go
because
penalty.
if they have to stand even more than 2 laps, maybe, because the exit speed limit ends after the pits directly. And here is the rescue vehicle.
Yeah, if you see, that will put them around 20 something, from second to 20 something. So quite a harsh penalty, of course.
So they are out of contention, and it means virtually number 23 Latoja Racing is second overall, and number 73 S1 Racing third. But it's virtually only. We can't see anything can happen to them as well. But yes, trying to be too fast when you must go slowly is penalized very harshly, and not only slow car drivers will feel it, but one of the fastest car drivers as well. This is not Yo-Yam, but Lind Racing on our screens. Number 88 Honda Civic, driven by Simo Lind. BaTCC 2 class car, but as it stands, is faster than any of potentially faster cars of BaTCC 4 and BaTCC 3. And Simo Lind is really very steady, has shown good pace. Actually, he started his circuit racing in Latvia, in Latvian national class.
Yeah, with the black Opel Astra, I remember. That was
exactly.
Quite a few years ago, I would say. 5 at least, I would say more, maybe like 7.
And now 42 minutes have... No, 40 minutes exactly have passed since the race was started. Simo Lind in his number 88 Honda is leader again, I can say, because he started from pole but lost his lead to number 85 Yo-Yam for a few laps. But before the pit stop window opens, we can probably see some more videos. And talking about BMWs, we have seen so many BMW Cup class cars here. Maybe this is not one of them. Also, as I told that, whenever you look at the track, you can see many BMWs. But talking about BMWs, one of most successful Estonian BMW drivers have been Kristo Greenpus, and we have a video about him. He has raced both current generation E90 cars and previous generation E36, so he's a person who knows very well what the difference between those cars is, and you can tell you about that as well.
And we are here with RL Trektal Racing.
Yes, exactly.
Kristo Grimpus, who is driving in a BMW 325 class now for the second year, right?
Yeah, second year. So, and first year we had about 45 cars. Now we have 50, so it's better now.
If I'm not mistaken, even 56, but today is only 47 here.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
But you also earlier competed in the predecessor of this class, the E36 BMW Cup. What would you say, what are the main differences in between these two cars? These are of course similar, but also different. What is the main difference?
It's quite similar, but I think the main difference is aero. We had more downforce in the previous class, and turning is a little bit. This car is more understeering, so it's a different style to drive a little bit.
Okay, and can't you fix it with some kind of setup changes, if it's alignment or something?
Not much. You have to change a little bit driving style. More braking to the corners to hold the nose down, and this is the main difference. A little bit driving style to change.
And since you haven't picked up your speed yet, I would say, what are the guys in the front doing different than the guys competing for the 10th place, or the guys still in the 45th place?
I don't know, because we are trying, but I think that the 6th place is right now achievable. 6 to 20 is like one back. First 5 maybe they are a little bit further, but I think it's on the driver. You have to practice, and when you come to the track, you always see it's Tuesday, it's Wednesday, every day one BMW, two BMW, they come, they practice, and that makes the difference. If I'm honest, with this car, I'm not practicing too much. In previous class, I was practicing much more, and maybe that's why I was in the front in the previous class. I don't know, but for me, I like that I think I have quite good race pace, because always in race I will pick up my places, and I haven't got too good qualification, and today also I don't know, it was 18th or 17th, so not the best.
Well, thank you, Kristo, and have a nice race.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, there is some trouble for Estonian BMW drivers, more Estonian BMW drivers. We saw car number 32, another S1 Racing, which was started by Roman Racing, entering the paddock, so that car is standing under the tent now, and as it seems race is over for them as well. Meanwhile, if I'm not mistaken, Yo-Yam has not been in the pits serving their penalty. They are still on the track and chasing number 88 Lind Racing Honda.
So maybe they're trying that what other teams didn't do, try to argue about the full course yellow penalty, and that's why they are maybe not serving it yet, but because it will ruin the race, as you said.
Yeah, for
before,
sure.
So,
there is no question, and that's point why they may try to, if you are in, I don't know, P29, that's not that much point that but they are in the lead in their own class and second overall, with the leader just 1 second in front of them. So of course you try to continue as long as you can and not lost any time. But yeah, Simo Lind in number 88. Honda is still keeping the lead. There are slower cars everywhere, inside, outside. And generally, I have an impression that Simo Lind gains some time with backmarkers. He's usually, I wouldn't even say he's more aggressive, but somehow it pans out better for him. So it's certainly doing something differently.
And yeah, well, we are not having maybe straight fights right now, or we don't see them. Oh, really slow Toyota Yaris there. I don't know which car that is.
And here we can see two Estonian BMWs. They are fighting now for P4 overall, and both in BTC 3 class as well. Number 73 S1 Racing is 4th, and this car, number 87 AS Racing, is in 5th. And you can see them, yeah, there is some maybe 100 meters between them. Comparing lap times, AS Racing has been now much faster over the recent laps. And their best lap time is a little bit faster, so Keijo Kasik, who is driving car number 73, is perhaps struggling a little bit, maybe with his tires. Of course, Keijo Kasik has driven those cars during that E36 Cup days, but nowadays he's doing maybe 1 or 2 races a year only, so maybe a little bit rusty, but of course he can trust his teammate, who is Raimo Kulli, one of the best Estonian circuit drivers during the last 10 years. So, and this is
the fight for second place in 325 Cup. It's Šubeckis against Carmen Krav, and that's a sprint race fight right now, and they have to lap the BMW 116, and that went well for both cars. So this is a battle we want to stay on, and thanks to the producer that he catched up this. So this is really interesting.
Joujam is now in the pits. So car number 85 from P2 overall
and
is now in the pits.
Is going for the inside move and executes it well. So he moves up to P2 in 325 Cup class.
And Krav is doing the sensible thing, not putting too much resistance here, just keeping up her speed.
And we see that it's quite a gap also as well between Ivanov and Krav. So
yes, Ivanov has let down his teammate by almost 5 seconds. So let's see what Šubeckis can do. His lap times are so-so. Actually, comparing best times, he has been full second faster than Ivanov or Krav. But of course, he's now still very fast, and it tells me that his tires must be in very good state. How are they doing it? I don't know.
He was pushing through the whole stint.
Yeah. He started from the end of the grid. So that's a really great performance from Šubeckis. And number 30, Diesel Power, is now up into 5th, thanks to Joujam taking their penalty, and they are closing into number 87 and 73, 2 seconds per lap. And 50 minutes have passed since the start, so the pit window should open.
Yeah, we will be having.
We haven't seen the message yet,
but it should be quite closely. And pit windows is open right now, so. That will be interesting to see how it all will settle, and while we have time, I will go quickly through the class results. For example, BTC 2, we have Lind Racing out front, Racetech second, and Hobu Racing third. In BTC 4, we have Aromama by Čapkauskis Auto Centers out front, second place for Joujam, and third place for Alko Brothers Heavyweight. That's an interesting team. It's Atis Weisman is with Andrius Keiblis, the BTC 2 racers who are driving with Hondas usually. but right now they're driving with the car of Atis Weisman's son, so having some fun out there as well. BTC 3 class, Latos are racing out front, S1 Racing 73 in second, and RS Racing Team in third. That's the battle we are seeing right now as well on the screens. And then we have BMW 325 Cup, S1 Racing, Alex Ivanov out front, then comes Jurmala Papas Sacic Command, and then S1 Racing, that's the top 3 in 325 Cup. Then we have BTC 1, DMK Racing Team out front, MKM Racing in second. And in V2600 we have Foxtail Racing out front of Dagwheel Motorsport 2. And of course as well ABC race. It seems that Honda Civic of Reinis T team haven't done their stop and go penalty yet, because they are 2 laps out front of Team Jap Factory and LDV Racing. So that's the classification by classes, and right now the pit window will open and I will try to get some action there from the pit lane.
Pit window is already open and there are several cars in the pits. Number 87 AS Racing Team, number 30 Diesel Power, number 95 Vineta Racing, number 77 S1 Racing entry. They are all in the pits, and the rule is that they must be 5 minutes between pit entry and pit exit. They must spend 5 minutes there, not being stationary. So it takes some calculating to time it correctly. And again, if your pit stop is too short, then the penalty will be rather harsh, and we have seen that during previous rounds. But here on your screens you can see now battle for the second position overall, Latoja Racing versus S1 Racing. Both BTC 3 cars, both BMWs, both from the same generation, E36, but different body shapes, compact in front and saloon behind. And while Geo Gosikin number 73 car lost a little bit pace a few minutes ago, now he has upped his pace once again and have caught number 23 Lithuania BMW. Are they going to pit right now? No, they are not. Just continuing on the track. And number 35 Race Attack Honda Integra with Antti Artsev, who started from third position but lost out for the reasons we don't know until now, has managed to climb out to P4. And best BMW Cup car currently number 3 Jurmala Papasatsik Komanda is 5th overall. But yes, now we must wait while the pit stop window will be closed, pit stop cycle will be over, and then we can tell you where somebody stands. Some cars, few cars actually, have already been in the pits. I'm not sure if anybody has exited already. This is in front is number 25 Papasatsik Shugomanta, another car. They are currently 13th. But really this Honda Integra is an outcome here for a second place overall. The battle is still going on, and now Keijo Kosikin number 73 is on the outside. It will convert into the inside for turn 14, and he sails by number 23 Latoja Racing BMW. So number 73 is now second overall, and number 23 is third, but it is far from over. We saw how Latoja Racing car was locking its wheels into turn 14 and different lines through turn 3 and 4 here, but it seems that 73 had a little bit better line and better acceleration as well. So we haven't even reached the half time, only 55 minutes and 50 seconds have passed since the start. Pit window is opened. and some cars have already done their pit stops. Some cars are currently in the pits. Of course, if you are driving on your own, then you can quite freely choose when to enter the pits. It depends more on what the situation on the track is. If the track in front of you is clear, you can continue as long as you can in the window. But if you are stuck behind somebody, then it could make sense to enter the pits as early as you can. And now number 23 enters the pits from 3rd position overall. 2 cars in front of them, number 88 Lind Racing and number 73 S1 Racing are still out there. Garage number 23 for car number 23. The driver changed there. Car number 23 have 2 drivers, Ignas Prosokas and Arnas Slavis. Unfortunately, we can't tell you who was at the wheel and who will take over, but this is overall leader. And this car, number 85, was hit with a penalty for speeding under full course yellow, so it has dropped them back. Currently they are shown as 10th overall on the timing screen. But we will see what happens after all cars have done their pit stops. And here number 30 Diesel Power, it seems that they have also been already in their pits, which is not the case with number 3 Jurmala Papasatsik Shukomanda. Both those cars started from the back of the grid for different reasons, but now they are once again together on the track. Now we are still not over first hour mark. Simo Linden, number 88 Honda Civic, is now crossing the timing line for 37th time, and his advantage over second place number 73 S1 Racing should be huge. Should be huge, because you don't even see where the 73 currently is. And 85 is in the pits, and 85 Yo-Yam is in the pits once again, and more than that, they are standing now already in the paddock area, and this race seems to be over for them. So they were hit with the penalty, but what was the reason? Was it just no sense to continue? I wouldn't think about that, because even if they were quite low in the overall classification, they still had sensible position, quite a good position in BaTCC 4. Actually, they were still second, but standing in the paddock suggests that there was something more serious. And I can tell you now that the gap between first place number 88 Lind Racing and second place number 73 S1 Racing is 1 minute exactly, while we have stepped over the 1 hour mark. We are now in the final hour of the race, and number 30 Diesel Power, that red BMW, which we saw. And here is number 3 from 3rd overall. Jurmala Papasatsikshu Komanda car is in the pits. And yes, it was Richard Shubetskis who was at the wheel, and Uldis Timax will take over. This red BMW is really fast. But of course their problem is that now when they are going to overtake the lead car, number 88 Honda, the problem is they are 4 laps down already. So even if Simo Lind will make his compulsory pit stop, he has no obligation to let them by, absolutely no. And is Simo Lind going into the pits? No, not yet. Anything but that. He's now keeping defensive line, but top speed of BMW even didn't help here them. So they are losing time here for sure. Overtaking one Cup BMW in the process. They're not overtaking by but lapping would be the right term. So number 73 S1 racing car is now in the pits from 2nd overall, while overall leader number 88 Lind Racing is still on the track. And holding number 30 diesel power BMW behind. Simo Lind is now doing a really good job, maybe crucial towards the end of the race. Also, I don't think number 30 will be able to compensate for that start from the penultimate row. They were too far behind. And still no pit stop for Simo Lind in the leading car. So let's compare the top speed. And Honda has very good top speed. I would say that Simo Lind is even pulling away from that diesel BMW down the straights. Or at least he's equal, not worse in any case. There are few cars which haven't stopped yet. Number 19 S1 Racing BMW, number 24 Grauman Motors Racing BMW, and now over to Artur's.
So we are here in the pit lane at Jurmala Papasatsikshu Komanda number 3, who were in number 2, I think, in the class, started from the back. Richard Shubetskis was driving. How was it out there, starting from the last place and getting up so high?
It was okay till the BSC came on, because the drivers in front of me stopped too early. The drivers I was catching went away, so I needed to go faster. I lost a bit of brakes, but still now it's okay, and I hope Uldis will get the car to the finish.
So basically it was a 1 hour sprint race for you, yes?
Yes, for me it was a sprint race because we were starting from the last and we needed to catch the fronts, and I think I went inside the pits when I was in the first place.
And how was it with the tires? How did you manage to go so far and so fast?
I was trying not to kill the tires very fast, because if you overheat them in the first 10 laps, you'll have a very long hour. I was just trying to save the tires and go for a long run.
Okay, so good luck to you, T-Max, and the team.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, we heard he was driving 1 hour sprint race. They were, I suppose, in first position at some point in 325 Cup class before they came into the pits. And right now, Uldis Timax is taking over. Of course, also a really experienced and fast driver. So it will be interesting to see how the S1 racing teams will fight against Jurmala Papasatsikshu Komanda and BMW 325 Cup class. And overall, also they are quite high. I think in position 6, 7, 8. So a lot of pit stops still going on, and we'll try maybe to catch somebody else. But yeah, enjoy the view, enjoy the 2 hour race, and we have a lot of action still to come.
Meanwhile, number 30 diesel power BMW has set the fastest lap of the race, 1:26.895. and it is more than second faster than Simo Lind has managed in his number 88 Lind Racing Honda Civic. Yeah, and you can see that number 30 is now in front of number 88 on the track, despite being several laps down, and we have the replay how it happened. Of course, number 30 has already been in the pits and has an advantage of fresh tires. So let's wait while Simo Lind will visit the pits as well. Then we will see what his real speed is on fresh tires. He has been quite fast. 85 is here. I can't see. Ah, there are two. Something is done inside the car. Some work is going on. So where they are in the ranking, 23rd. So yeah, big problems with that car. Started to go wrong with that 2-minute stop and go penalty. But of course it makes sense for them to continue. And number 24, Roman Motors car is in the pits as well. Mick Martin was the driver, and Pavel Peskrovny will take over now. Meanwhile, this car, number 30 diesel power, is maybe not in the contention for overall victory, but certainly for top 3. Now they are already 4th. And now Simo Lind is finally in the pits. 1 hour and 8 minutes are passed since the start, so the pit stop window will close in 2 minutes. And it was really almost the ultimate time for both 88 and 24 to come in. But if diesel power drivers can continue with this pace, so 1:27.6 was their most recent lap. Yeah, we don't know. Maybe they still have. And here is the leader, Simo Lind, standing in the pits. No driver change here. He is driving on his own. Five minutes is the time he must spend between pit entry and pit exit. Of course, refueling is not taking so long. But if you want to win this race, then you really must calculate your times very well. When should you start? How fast should you drive down the pit lane? And when exactly should you cross the pit exit line? Number 30 is on the track, continuing lapping very quickly. 1:26.995 was its most recent lap time. So this car is really quick, and they will be, after pit stop cycle, they will be in P2 overall. There is already no doubt about it, but the question is what will be the gap between them and the leading car, number 88 Lind Racing. Simo Lind has had no need to go very quickly. He was very steady, yes, and his best lap time 1:28.0 was a very decent one. I think only 2 cars have been faster during this race. But now he faces a very different challenge in the form of this car. So number 30 diesel power will be now only... No, it will be on the same lap now with Lind Racing, so The gap between those two is now less than 1 lap, and Simo Lind is still in the pits, or at least, yeah, he's moving now. So it will be some maybe 50 seconds. It will be tight. We have still 49 minutes to go. So Lind Racing number 88 and Diesel Power number 30 will battle for the overall win during the last 49 minutes. And Simo Lind is now still in the pit lane, exiting the pits, while number 30 BMW is already in turn 11, so the gap will be maybe some 20 or 25 seconds. So Simo Lind is finally back on the track. And we don't know yet what the gap is. We will only know after one complete lap will be done by Simo Lind. Here he goes. But yes, the fight is certainly on for number 30. Once more, they started from the last position, actually penultimate row, due to car change, and now have made their way through the field to second overall, and realistically fighting for an overall victory. Yes, they started from P33, only number 3, Jurmala Papasatsikshu Komanda, was behind. And now over to Arturs again for an interview.
Okay, we are here still in the pit lane with Mick Martin from Kraumann Motors. How was the hour? It seems like it was pretty hot.
It was very hot, and I must say it was a proper endurance racing. There's a lot of traffic, and you got a risk with those lap drivers to go fast, so it was quite interesting but very tiring for me.
The biggest challenge was to lap slower cars, right?
No, actually the biggest challenge was the car, I think, because it's so soft. It's so soft.
Compared to other cars you have been driven?
Yes.
Okay, so good luck for the team.
Thank you.
So Mick Martin, of course, a really experienced Estonian driver, and we saw he was really tired, and of course in these temperatures, as we have spoken, it can get up to 60 degrees or even more. So good job by him, and let's see what his teammate Pavel Beskrovnoy can do. So and I saw, I think back in the race was number 83 Ruode Racing, so they have fixed their car and have gone out again. So that's also an interesting thing maybe to talk about. So Thomas, back to you, and I'll be joining you soon.
Thanks, Arturs, and this is number 85 Yo-Yam car, which was leading the race during the opening stages, but now they have been in the pits for quite a long. But there is good news for the lead car, because Lind Racing has 40 seconds in hand over second place number 30 diesel power car, so it should be enough for the remaining 1 hour, not 1 hour, but the remaining 45 minutes. We haven't seen yet what, Simo Lind lap time was 1:27.3, diesel power 1:26.7, so just 0.6 seconds per lap will be not enough, but there may be difference in, because those cars are very different concept, of course. Simo Lind has front-wheel drive Honda Civic, which tends to consume its front tires quite quickly, especially if a driver is pushing, and Simo Lind has to push now. Meanwhile, diesel power BMW is rear-wheel drive and having a lot of torque. Of course, real tires will go off, but they must be very sensible. So, all in all, Simo Lind must be very, very careful with his front tires, not overheat them. and this time around 88 Honda was about 0.8 seconds faster than number 30 BMW, and the gap is still hovering in the region of 40 seconds. So if Simolin can keep it together, and Latosha Racing number 23 car is on the pit lane once again, and this is certainly not a regular pit stop, because they have been already. This is car which was in P2 overall at one stage. Now they were in P5 overall, but it looks like their race for this time is over. Mechanics are running to the car. Oh, two Yaris's together, ABC class Yaris's in battling in front of the overall leader. Hopefully they have been shown blue flag, and Simolin here takes no prisoners, overtaking two Yaris's in one go. Meanwhile, number 85 Yoyama is back on the track, but we still don't know what their pace will be. But you can see on your screens as well that number 88 Lind Racing has now 42.7 seconds in hand over second place number 30 diesel power car. Then third overall is number 73 S1 Racing, which is further 40 seconds down. Then fourth belongs to another Estonian BMW, number 87 AS Racing, 17 seconds behind number 73. Then Latosha Racing seems to be out, and it should mean, yes it is, another Estonian car, number 35 Race Attack Honda Integra, which is driven by Antti Jartsev, is now fifth overall. And number 3 Jurmala Papas Satsikshu Komanda is the leader of BMW Cup cars overall in sixth. But what is and the interesting thing is that number 19 S1 Racing BMW with Carmen Graf is just 10 seconds behind. So let's keep eye what their lap times are. On the previous lap, Uldis Timax in number 3 was a little bit faster than Carmen Graf in number 19. But this is third place car. Now Raimo Kulli is driving it. Six-time Estonian champion, not only in touring cars but also in single-seaters. So very universal, very versatile driver. Of course, it's impossible for him to catch those two cars in front. The difference in car performance is far too large for it. But Raimo must simply be steady, do good lap times, and bring car home in one piece, and that's it. It should be good enough for third overall. So Arturs is back here in our bus. What news, apart from those which we heard already?
Yeah, it seemed not much, but a lot of action going on there. A lot of scrutineers on there on the pit lane. So there could be some penalties coming, I think, because you're not allowed to work on the car while you are refueling. And here we see an overtaking by 116 on number 888. So that's MKM Racing against Foxtail Racing. Ooh, it seemed like a contact there a little bit. So getting quite racy, those two, and I don't know if it's...
Please don't destroy my car. They are not in the same class, actually, because
it's not my car. I have lent it, and the owner is driving it right now.
Okay, then he knows better.
Yeah, the owner knows better, and he's quite an experienced racer, and if he races, he doesn't give any centimeters to other drivers. So, but is it for position? Because it seems that they are 116 Racing is like MK Racing is one lap down, So
they actually took back a lap now.
Yeah, they're trying to unlock themselves here, but of course they are in two different classes.
Aha, number 19, Carmen Graf has got a 20-second penalty for overtaking under yellow flags. So she is now currently second in class, but maybe she's going to lose just one position.
So what is happening right now in the standings there? So Jurmala Papasacik's command is really out front right now, coming from all the way back. So
but
you saw and heard the interview of Richard Trubetsky.
Yeah, but most recent lap from Carmen Graf was much faster than Uldis Timax managed. But with that penalty, of course, Carmen Graf will drop back, and the question is if another Papasacik Shukomanda number 25 car will be in front of her or behind her. We will see it.
And of course, right now she has a 20-second gap, against Alex Ivanov from the other Estonian Racing BMW 325. So it's quite close, and yes, we have to see the lap times to check if Carmen Graf is driving faster or Alex Ivanov. But all the drivers I saw, they were really exhausted.
Mick Martin was not coming out of sauna, but coming out of pool.
Yeah, he was like really sweating, and of course in that hotness, and he wasn't really happy about the driving. Maybe he said the car was is really soft, and of course we have seen him driving much faster cars.
Yeah, even this Golf or Lamborghini or whatever. But this car, number 30, has also done very good job. They are currently P2, and they have won back a few seconds against number 88 Linde Racing, but really a few, because I have an impression that Simo Linde, of course, having Honda Civic, which is a front-wheel drive car, must be very careful with tires. But BMW, on the other hand, their diesel engine torque is such that they must be careful with rear tires.
Yeah, and right now, the previous lap, they were 1 second faster diesel power, but the gap is a little bit over half a minute, so 36.7 seconds.
It was about 40 seconds when Simo Linde came out of the pits, so it hasn't changed that much. Of course, looking at what lap time is the best lap time for car number 30, it's much faster. But I would think that if Simo Linde doesn't make any stupid mistakes, he will be in front of that number 30 car in the finish as well.
Yeah, we have 36 minutes left. That means around 20-ish laps, I would say, something around that.
Either have now completed 50 laps exactly.
Yeah.
But of course, we don't know. Maybe there are about possible full course yellows or another accidents. They may happen in every moment.
Yeah, and here we have the race leader, Linde Racing. Of course, I think in Finland it was quite heartbreaking. He was leading, and then he got a technical issue, I think, in the 2-hour race.
He has had, I mean, it was last year, I think, in Riga, where he had some stupid gearbox issue, and yesterday he had actually a broken gear lever in the sprint race. But generally, this car, I remember when it was had a Lithuanian owner, it is lasting much better now. So Simo Linde has done some really good job. And yes, this car has diesel power. You can see it from that black smoke. Environmentalists will go mad seeing this picture, but yeah.
Look away then, please.
Yeah, there is some grass here. We can show you some sheep maybe.
So we balance it out.
For sure. There are lots of trees in the background, so everything is balanced. And of course, smoke is bad one, but the fuel consumption of diesel car is of course less than petrol engine cars do have some fight for upper positions. There are now 4 Estonian teams in top 5. That diesel power car is only is from Lithuania. They are second, and sixth overall currently belongs to Latvian team Jurmala Papasatsikshu Komanda. Uldis Timax is now again. Carmen Graav has dropped back a little bit. The gap is more than 10 seconds, so Graav is definitely not catching Timax.
Yeah, and if we go through the field and try to look for some...
But looking what Graav is doing, she's still going very fast, because the gap to Alex Ivanov, who is third in class, is growing all the time. It is now 13 seconds, but of course the goal for Graav is to make it to 20 seconds. No, sorry, it's 23. Yeah, it's okay then. Should be okay for her. Anyway, there is 33 minutes still to go. Anything can happen. So Carmen Graav must push all the way towards the checkered flag. It's the only way she can keep her second position in the class.
Yeah, that's for sure. If we are going through the classes and check for some intrigues, maybe for the last laps. So BTC2, we have of course Lind Racing quite ahead of Race Attack, almost a lap or more. That's the Honda Civic, of course, of Simo Lind, and the beautiful red Honda Integra. And third in BTC2 class, we have Hobu Racing with the Honda Civic, and they are quite far as well. Then we move to BTC3. There we have Diesel Power, of course. Out front, second is S1 Racing, and a lot, a big gap there, over 1 minute. And then in third place, RS Racing Team, who are 7.8 seconds behind, but driving a little bit slower than S1 Racing at this moment. About 325 Cup, it's quite clear at this point. Jurmala Papasatsikshu Komanda out front, then comes S1 Racing and with Carmen Graav behind the wheel, and then S1 Racing with Alex Ivanov behind the wheel. But right now, the gap is showing at my timing table 5 seconds, so I don't know if that's a mistake or not.
Yeah, I see the same. I now see the same. No, they are on the... yeah, it disappeared now. We will see. Here comes Carmen Graav, and can we see Alex Ivanov's orange car in the background?
We can't see it, so...
Anyway, maybe we should put on another video, and we have one clip prepared about Uldis Timax, who is just driving car number 3, which is leader in its class and 6th overall. So Uldis Timax basically have also driven everything which has 4 wheels and engine, starting from go-karts up to Legends, BMWs and whatever. And so, next video please.
And we are here in the pits with a long-time Latvian racer Uldis Timax, now racing with a BMW 325 Cup car. But you've driven a lot of different cars over the years. What brought you here, back here in this car?
I think it's the biggest party right now in Baltic, so yeah, if you want to compete somewhere or on the road racing, so that's definitely the place.
It's going to be a mincemeat machine, basically, with 47 different cars. How do you manage to get out of trouble?
You don't have to use to, because it's a real competition. Yeah, you have to find your space, and of course, if you are more in front, it's more easier. If you are more in the middle or in the back of the grid, of course, it's more meat. But yeah, you have to race if you want.
And of course, these cars, they race on the semi-slick tires. all through the years you have different kind of cars, the legend car, the BaTCC 1 or 2 car, with slick tires, without slick tires, and all of these different kinds of things. What do you say, how different is this car to drive out of all of these different cars?
It's more like hobby car. If it's to make compete with something else, it's a big. It don't have much power, but it's steering very well, and you have to be a bit precise and not overheating the tires. So you have to manage it. You have to manage it because it's not fast, and you have to manage the temperature of the tires because it's fast. I think 1, 2, 3 laps. But if you want to go till the finish, you have to manage it.
Okay, thank you, Uldis. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was nice to chat with you. So, guys, keep in touch. Bye.
So, meanwhile, there is one more penalty served out, and it is the harshest we have seen today, and it is for car number 74, Rainy Steve, which is ABC category car, and they have got black flag for ignoring stop and go, so the race is over for them. So we were talking about all ABC cars getting their stop and goes here, but it looks like one team, I don't know if they don't see it or what happened, but it's the stupidest thing just to ignore stop and go.
Yeah, and of course, black flag is the harshest what you can get in racing. Of course, there's a possibility to exclude somebody after the race, but if you get a black flag, that's...
you are excluded effectively.
Yeah, you're excluded effectively, and it's not a good feeling. I would say it's a pretty bad feeling, of course, to get...
Yeah,
that the race directors have to take such steps against you.
Yeah, if you're ignoring stop and go, then there is no long talk.
Yeah.
But now we have AS Racing Team BMW in our picture. They are 4th overall, just 11 seconds behind 3rd overall. Very similar car, S1 Racing, number 73 in front of them. They are both E36 BMWs belonging to BaTCC 3 category. But what is number 35 Race Attack Honda Integra is doing behind them? Just 15 seconds is the gap, and Honda is much faster, but the trouble for Honda driver Antti Artsev, of course, is the timing. There is only 26 minutes left, and despite being significantly faster, okay, 2 seconds per lap, and he can do it.
Yeah, that will move him, of course, up to P4 overall, and as we know in endurance racing, everything can happen even in the last minute, so maybe it could be or change to a top 3 overall finish, and that's where you want to be, of course, at the end in endurance racing, if you're fighting with the fast car up top there.
And now interesting thing is that number 30 BMW is just 15 seconds behind the leader. Simo Lind's most recent lap was really slow, 1:33 only. But as we haven't seen him for quite a long time, we can't say is it some just one slip, whatever. Maybe they're very slow cars which were... And here comes Simo Lind.
I think maybe it has something to do with lapping cars. So sometimes the slower drivers don't see the blue flags or don't see you in the mirrors or are fighting with each other or any other reason.
Or maybe he cooked his front tires trying to keep the gap.
We will see. I think we will see after this lap to check what times is Simo Lind doing.
But I can tell you that his sector times, let's see, yeah, he's losing 2 seconds per sector. So he's in trouble. He's really in trouble. And if it's only for tires, then the trouble is not that big. But if something else, then yeah, it will be really difficult. 24.5 minutes, and it was 15 And here comes BMW number 30 already, so it's down from 15 seconds. It's only 9.5 seconds. So this is potential lead car. Here comes Simolind, and we can see actually, you can see that the speed is not what it used to be, and it is not for tires because he's going slowly on the straights as well. Like I don't know, maybe gear is struck, or remembering yesterday where he broke his gear lever, maybe car is stuck in gear. Whatever has happened can happen. And now two leaders, are they already in the same picture?
Yes,
yes, almost. So BMW driver already sees the leader in front of him, and it's the best kind of motivation you can have in motor racing. And Giedrus Gudaitis is now driving that BMW. And here you can see in the background that smoke is very distinctive to that diesel BMW. They are now going to overtake Alex Ivanov, who is currently still third in BMW 325 Cup class. And now, yeah, first and second are now already on the same straight. So, yeah, the minutes and hours of Simolind's lead is counted. The only question is when and where that number 30 BMW will pass him, but they surely will.
Of course, one big thing in this endurance race is for the leaders especially to quickly pass the slower cars, because you can lose really much time behind the slower car if you're stuck on some corners or the corner sections and you can't get by, or because we have some cars who are fast on the lap as a whole, but maybe fast on the slower on the lap as a whole, but maybe fast on the straight. So you can lose a lot of time. And yeah, Simo Lindard is doing around 1 minute 32 the past few laps.
Yeah, but he used to do 128s, 129s.
And we see that the diesel power is really close right now to Simo Lind. So
maybe Simo Lind will be in the lead when this lap will complete it, but maybe not.
Yeah, but there seems to be some kind of issue with
yeah,
Simo
for
Lind's
sure.
car.
There is no doubt about it. But he's, yeah, lap 60 will be completed by him now, but BMW is just behind him, and I think on the opposite straight the positions will be swapped, and that BMW, which started from P33, will take the lead. Now it has happened.
They have a
side
back marker
by,
there.
yeah, but that's it. So we have a new leader, very unlikely leader.
Yeah, so Simo Lind was out front for almost 60 laps, but yeah, right now we see that he's battling some kind of issue. The previous lap was 131.8, so not good. And yeah, that shows that you don't have to start out front in an endurance race to finish first. Of course, we have still 20 minutes left, but coming from right from the back. And yeah, we have two stories, the same stories. Diesel power in overall, of course, and Jurmala Papasats Commandant 325 Cup.
Yeah, both started from the very back, from the last two rows. Actually, they were side by side, I guess. Wait a moment.
We can check that. Yes, 33 and 34.
Yeah. And now up to first and sixth overall. But let's have a look what happens with number 35 Race Attack Honda. Are they closing in to number 87 RS Racing BMW in front?
It seems like
yes, they are.
Yes.
Yes, they are. There is just 10 seconds, but only 20 minutes to go, and that will be very tight as well.
So this is diesel power, number 30.
Diesel power in the lead, and Simo Lind, if this car keeps moving towards the finish, he will be second overall. He has one lap in hand over number 73 S1 Racing BMW.
And they are doing 1:31s as well. So
Yeah, basically their lap times are quite similar. So they can't fight back one full lap.
Here we see.
Unless something happens to Simolin's car. And now who you can see the fifth race car in overall classification, number 35, Race Attack Honda Integra. It is still, even after 20 years, it is still very good looking car.
I just wanted to say that I really like the look of these Integras, and it's of course a quite popular JDM tuner car in the tuning scene, and of course popular in.
But it was when it was new. It had 1.8 liter engine, not 2 liter, but it was very good in 2 liter class. It was very easily tunable.
Yeah,
it was quite light, had very good drivetrain, very good suspension. Everything was very good to prepare a race car.
I think it had 192 horsepower or something like that from the 1.8 liter, so more than 100 horsepower per liter.
Yeah, in those days it was exceptional.
Yeah, so really great that Race Attack are driving this car and racing this car on track.
And it's in their hands. It's also very fast car. Yesterday I think Antti Artsev was third in sprint races in the overall classification in their class. BTC 2, is it? Yeah, BTC 2. Today he is not as fast as Simolind, of course, but if I know correctly, it is only the first meeting for him. He has driven some sprints and fast lap like events, but not pure circuit racing. So yeah, debut is very successful, I would say. And here were they what the BMW driver was doing here.
This number, it seems like
Number 6 is Vent 3F5 Cup Common. It's a Lithuanian KTK car, basically.
Yeah. Driven by Povilas Bonkevičius and Egidius Gelunas.
I would not think that Bonkevičius would perform such a move.
Yeah, it seems.
It was silly. Sorry, Povilas, if you are at the wheels, and fortunately, then he don't listen us.
Yeah, that's for sure. Right now, yeah, Race Attack lapping Foxtail Racing, number 888, the BMW 116.
And let's see what is the gap between number 87 BMW and 35 Honda. It has come down. No, 9 seconds. So it's only 16 minutes to go, and it's almost impossible. Realistically saying, it's almost impossible for Atiasa, but still he will be second in his class. One position better than he was yesterday in sprint races. And what more can we see? What is happening to Carmen Grav? She's now full 30 seconds behind the class leader, number 3 BMW. Or is it 10 seconds? I can't read this. No, it's 10. Yeah, 10 seconds. It's 30 seconds compared to whom?
I think it's
30. It's 30 seconds. Sorry.
And
sorry for confusion.
Let's check how far is Alex Ivanov, but yeah, we see the pace of Ivanov is somehow dropping down if we compare to the pace of Carmen Grav. So,
and Ivanov must be very careful because number 25, another Papasatic Commandas BMW, is closing in from behind.
Yeah, there was I think around 10 seconds, but the lapping, the previous lap was quite the same, and number 77 car has problems, unfortunately.
In trouble? Was they off track?
I think they were driving quite slowly, so
yeah,
S1 Racing, yeah, Mario Rinaldo and Jakub Jugala.
Yeah, still quite low in the table, P19. And number 96 car is in the pits. This beautiful Honda S2000. But it seems to be over for them.
Yeah, obviously this is not the right time for a pit stop.
For sure, they were 20 seconds, so yeah. Anyway, not that good chances for high positions. BTC 2 car. Yeah, that's endurance racing. Everything can happen, even during final 15 minutes. And yeah, there is only 14 minutes to go. So Simolin has, he was his lap time, previous lap time was 1:30. Now it's 1:32.7. Yeah, pace is more or less steady, but not what he could do. Compared to his best lap 1:27.3, because it's very far cry. He's just trying to survive now. There is, it's very clear. On the other hand, he is lucky that nobody is threatening him from behind. Number 73 S1 Racing BMW is more than one lap behind. And yes, gap between 4th and 5th place cars. Number 87 AS Racing and number 35 Race Attack, he has stabilized to 9 to 10 seconds. So it should be all clear in top 6, but what happens next is not absolutely clear, because Carmen Graf in number 19 BMW, she's currently 7th, but having 20-second penalty. Yeah. And we still have some videos left. I think the last time, with only 12 minutes to go, we can play you a video of Lithuanian racer Tadas Petukauskas. He's not taking part in this race, but his yellow Honda Civic is well known in Baltic racing series. So please, the final video clip for today.
We are here with one fun-loving guy, Tadas Petukauskas, driving with a Honda Civic. Tell us, what happened here?
This is free cooling because our temperature is very high and we don't know what will happen, and we think it's be more cool when I race, and we just put it.
So you broke your car on purpose?
We don't know what happened because air cool temperatures is very high, and we think this is be better when I go in fast. This is not to be high temperature, and we don't know it's good or not good, but we try.
Of course, and I see that the Honda Civic in your class or in the Baltic classes, it's a very popular car. Please tell us, why is it so? Why didn't you choose a BMW like many guys?
Because it's a very fast car, beautiful car, and I don't know, maybe because it's FOD first and going, and I like it.
That's the most important thing. Have fun.
And this is Alex Ivanov in our picture in car number 99. He's currently 3rd in class and seemingly will keep it. He's now 24.7 seconds behind Carmen Graf, who is 2nd in the class, but with 20-second penalty, which will be added to Graf's driving time. It seems that she will still be in front of Ivanov, but less than 10 minutes to go. So Ivanov seemingly has no pace to fight back. His lap times are about 1 second worse than Grav's. So yeah, it would be very difficult to fight back. But anyway, they were driving together during the first stint before the pit stops. But after that, Grav emerged on the track in front of Ivanov, and that's it. She managed to just escape from her teammates' attention. And now they are separated by some 24 seconds. We will know the gap exactly in a few seconds when Alexei Ivanov crosses the line, and the gap is 25.7 seconds. So yeah, Ivanov is losing time with every lap and will probably be third in class. And there has been some drama because number 25, BaTCC Shulkomanda BMW, another BMW from that team, was fourth in BMWs and ninth overall. Now they have dropped back, lost some 25 seconds somewhere. We didn't see it, but that 25 seconds suggest me that they went off somewhere at some botanical excursion. Whatever have happened, but it means that Grauman Motors number 24 is now back in fourth in BMW Cup classification. And Alex Ivanov is still on your screens. He's going, you can see taking very wide lines everywhere, going onto the grass or gravel with outside wheels. Even here,
that's a big mistake there.
It wasn't intentional. It certainly wasn't intentional. I think his tires are completely dead. He's just trying to keep it together somehow. Because he really is going wide everywhere.
So yeah, that's a thing that Richard Shubetsky said from Julian BaTCC command, that he was going fast, but he at the same point tried to maintain the tires. And you can do that. Of course, you can changing a little bit your driving style when you go on the accelerator, how you turn in, how you do everything. And of course, Shubetsky is a really experienced karting driver as well, and
as Ivanov is,
yeah, of course.
So they should both know how to do that. What Christo Grindpus said, that with these cars you must brake more than you are used to, just to not to generate understeer into the turns. And there are number 19, I guess. Oh,
really slow going.
It is. They had some problems.
That is BaTCC command.
Yeah, they have lost fourth place in BMW class already.
I think it's Baseman is driving right now.
But their previous lap was 150 something. Now it was 144. So they definitely have a problem. But here it is Carmen Grav. She is now a full one lap in front of number 24 Grauman Motors BMW, which is fourth in class. And in the background, number 85 Youyam is back on the track as well. Although they are very far, 26th overall. But as it stands, Carmen Grav will take second place in BMW class despite that 20-second penalty. Because Alex Ivanov, who is behind her, is losing time all the way. And we just saw a few minutes ago how he went very wide between turns 14 and 15. So just 5 minutes to go. Only 5 minutes to go in this 2-hour race. But it is not the end of the day. We will have one more sprint race today for historic single-seaters, which are already preparing themselves, I can tell you, in the paddock. And at least one car which retired from race one and Suban number 87 is moving once again. And number 25, I think they are just trying to keep the car moving, doing some very slow laps. And are they going to keep their position in the class? Maybe they
have one lap until MKM Motorsport. But if I know everything about ABC, you know everything about Formula Historic. I heard a lot of facts.
I'm Estonian. I should know. These cars are called Estonia, so I should know. Okay, not all of them, but majority of them. And here is the leader. We have almost forgotten him. Diesel power BMW 320D, of course, which started from 33rd position due to car change, was demoted to the back of the grid, has been leading since some 15 minutes, I guess. And now their lead over second place, number 88 racing car is...
Here we have a traffic jam of 325s.
Yeah, every kind of 325s. Actually, they are 8th place and 4th place cars overall.
And then we have also number 14, which is Team MZ. And so they're lapping themselves, like everybody is lapping everybody at this point.
Yeah, after 2 hours it's quite natural in endurance racing if you have multiple classes. But only 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Where is our leading car? Whoa, and number 95, Vineda Racing, is off from turn 11.
Yeah, they were 11th overall and 1, 2, 3, 4th in BaTCC 3.
But perhaps maybe they lost out to Latoja Racing in the process, and probably they did.
But they were in the same lap and the gap was only 6.5 seconds. So
probably they lost something there, and maybe even more. Two minutes to go. Where is our lead car? Somewhere on the track.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Because we don't see it currently. Second place car of Simo Lind should be on the main straight now and completing its 73rd lap, and here is the lead car, and we can tell you that the gap between first and second is now 50 seconds. So Simo Lind, actually his last lap time was 1:32.5. And we can see, it's normal.
It's normal smoke.
It's normal smoke from the leading car. Nothing wrong with it. It's just distinctive characteristic of the diesel engine, together with huge torque. 74 laps, and now the leader is on the final lap. Just 45 seconds remaining, and it means that the leader is on his final lap, and 75 laps will be completed when 2 hours will be over. So that will be the end result. And going through turn 7, E46 body style coupe. Quite old car as well, but as you can see, fast enough for take a win even when starting from P33.
Yeah, and quickly through the classes, so BTC 3, the winners will be diesel power and overall, BTC 2 Lind Racing, BMW 325 Cup Jurmala Papa Saciks Komanda, BTC 1 DMK Racing, BTC 4 Aromama by Čapkauskas, V1600 Foxtail Racing, and ABC Race Jap Factory. So these are the leaders in the respective classes.
And the leading car has just one more corner to go through, and then number 30 diesel power BMW 320D is the winner. Checkered flag is out for them, and here they go. So the overall victory goes to Lithuania. For following positions 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th will stay here in Estonia, together with several class wins. And here comes 2nd place man Simo Lind, who drove all those 2 hours on his own. He was leading for quite a long time, but then whatever happened to with his car, not with himself, but whatever happened, he lost some pace, and number 30 went by, taking the win. Simo Lind crosses the line in 2nd place overall, but of course takes a win in BaTCC 2. Next car over the line is number 10, but behind them we can see number 73 S1 Racing BMW, and they are 3rd overall. And 4th overall car is still to cross the line, and it is number 87 BMW, which gets checkered flag now. And RS, so that's all. So all cars in at least top 16 have already crossed the finish line, and now it's really finished. So here are the final results from Nankang Endurance Academy race, 2-hour race. Diesel power, Lind Racing, S1 Racing 73 is the top 3. And hopefully in a few minutes we can give you some information, some interviews with the winners, because there are many classes, and it also means there are many winners. Even if you are quite low in the overall classification, you can still be a winner in your class. So you can say that 28 cars were still moving. You must complete 50% of the distance to be classified, and it means that number 29 Roder Racing, number 83 Roder Racing, they have completed 38 laps, and it means exactly the minimum, which is over 50%, as the leaders managed to do 75 laps. So that's it. Hopefully Arturs is somewhere near the Park Fermé. Already, yes, he may be there, but there are no cars, and it's a bigger problem, of course. But the final race, as I told, the day is not over. You can see safety car on the main straight, and it means that preparation for the final race are now on the way. I still see some 2-hour race cars on the track as well, and as they left, then the single-seaters will have allowed to take their dummy grid positions. Anyway, we had first single-seater race today earlier, and the results from that were Taavi Kuul was the winner in front of Taavi Kroon and Ain Rähker. They were all Formula Mondial drivers. And Formula Eastern, we had 3 finishing car. Jaak Kuul was the winner in front of Roland Reisin and Eke Taavi Sepper. So Kuul family took both victories from race 1 for single-seaters. Let's see how it pans out in race 2. Anyway, talking about the grid, number 90, Taavi Kuul, who was the winner in race 1, he also set the fastest lap time there, which is the base for the grid. And Taavi Kuul's best lap time was 1:20.882. Taavi Kroon will stand beside him on the grid David Kroon's number is number 10. Then second row, number 1, Ain Lähker, and number 80, Jaak Kuul. Third row, number 88, Roland Reisin, and number 32, Indulis Rukuts, who was one of those drivers retiring in race 1. Row 4, number 57, in Suban. So, and now over to Artur's in the Parc Fermé area.
So we are in the Parc Fermé and we are with the winners. Diesel Power, Giedrius Gudaitis, coming from all the way back and up to number 1. What are your feelings right now?
It's very, very nice. At this moment, very good weather. My car, this one, white one, broke gearbox. My cousin get me a new one, so we start from the back and go to the finish line first. My team is very good, so my colleague Alvidas was driver number 1, was going very good. So I don't know what to say.
How was it with the hotness and the tires and everything?
It's very hot inside, and the tires after 1 hour is going sides and sliding a little bit. So in the back I push it, but not so fast.
And before the race, did you think that you can go and reach number 1?
No way. I don't think so. Just now I can't believe it. Yeah.
So pretty happy and see you on the podium.
All right, thank you.
And let's move on. Let's see who we can talk. We will try, of course, to get also. There we have number 73, and we will. Here we have also Lind Racing. Number 73 we have here as well, Est1 Racing, so maybe we'll try to get some words in. So yeah, here we see Simo Lind's car is being pushed out of the weight bridge. He of course finished second overall and first in BTC2, and he was driving the whole 2 hours, so it will be interesting to hear from Simo Lind how exhausted is he. But he's smiling. Simo Lind, second overall and first in BTC2. You must be exhausted.
Yeah. Yes, I am. We had some issue with cooling system, so it was quite a crazy drive, but it kept everything together, so good work from mechanics anyways.
Yeah, we saw that the times were dropping a little bit, so some 3-4 seconds slower than you could drive, so you were managing the temperatures in the car.
That's correct. Yeah.
And how was it? What was the most difficult, if you not talk about the issue, the lapping of the cars, the hotness, of course, in the car?
I think the most difficult was hotness, because it has been previous races have been hot, but that was crazy.
And after 2 hours, but of course you came into the finish, and I assume you are happy about P2 overall and P1 in class.
Of course. Yeah, because it's not the fastest class, so second place overall is very good.
Okay, so Simo, see you on the podium.
Thanks.
Let's try to catch some more drivers, some more emotions. We have, of course, Carmen Krau, who did drive also as well 2 hours, so maybe we can get some words from Carmen. Carmen, hi. So, you are smiling after 2 hours in a hot car.
Yeah, it was really hot, but I'm happy with the result.
Second place in 325 Cup. How was it out there with the lapping of other cars and
It was pretty hard. There were many cars, and it was really hot, and I'm pretty tired after that.
And the tires of the car, managing that, how difficult was that over 2 hours, of course?
It was pretty difficult, but nothing extreme.
And you're smiling and you're pretty happy, right?
Yeah, I'm happy.
So see you on the podium.
Thank you.
So Carmen Krau is is exhausted a little bit, but still very, very smiley. And yeah, we have quite a few cars here, but not all cars are here, so that's interesting. Maybe we'll try to get the winners of 325 Cup class as well. So that's Jurmals Papas Sacīkš komanda. So they are not in this paddock. So let's move on to the other paddock. I think we can be back with me in just a minute. So back to Thomas for a few minutes.